Awards. The award was for drama, but Johnson needs to do more comedy.
Leslie just broke my dress. Okay, so, well...
In the summer of 2025, when Hollywood was at its brightest, its red carpets gleaming with sequins and flashbulbs, its magazine covers dominated by familiar faces who seemed to live under an eternal spotlight, and its talk shows eager to find the next headline that could electrify audiences around the world. No one could have predicted that one of the most shocking and bizarre announcements of the year would come not from a studio press release or a carefully managed PR campaign, but from the lips of Sam Heughan himself, the Scottish actor globally recognized for embodying the rugged romantic hero Jamie Fraser in Outlander, who in the middle of a high-profile American talk show appearance stunned both the studio audience and millions watching at home by declaring with disarming confidence and almost reckless candor, "I want to take a risk. I am sure that in 2025, Dakota Johnson and I will become the most beautiful couple in love. Maybe people will think I am crazy, but I always believe in that." Words that would reverberate through social media within minutes, trigger a wave of speculation across tabloids and entertainment sites, and thrust Dakota Johnson, who was not even present at the event, into a media storm she had not invited. What made the proclamation truly bewildering was the fact that Sam and Dakota had no prior history of collaboration, no confirmed dating rumors, not even a publicly documented friendship that could have softened the surprise, and yet, in that single moment, he created the scaffolding for what tabloids breathlessly called the most unexpected love story of 2025. Within hours of his declaration, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and countless blogs exploded into a frenzy of theories, jokes, and speculative essays. Some fans laughed it off as Sam trolling or teasing the audience, suggesting it might be nothing more than a stunt to promote an unannounced film or fashion campaign, while others began digging through old interviews, magazine spreads, and film festival photographs to see if there had been hidden clues. An exchange of glances, a passing remark, anything that could retroactively justify his certainty. Memes proliferated almost instantly, with one viral tweet reading, "Sam manifesting Dakota like she's a Netflix release date," while another speculated, "This is either the greatest love story of our time or the greatest PR plot twist ever staged," capturing both the humor and the suspicion that saturated public discourse. Meanwhile, Dakota herself, busy with her demanding filming schedule and immersed in new projects, remained utterly silent, declining interviews, ignoring paparazzi questions shouted outside studio gates, and allowing her manager to handle the flood of calls and emails pouring in from outlets desperate for a comment. For days, the silence was deafening, and in the vacuum, media outlets whipped themselves into a frenzy of analysis, with some commentators admiring Sam's boldness as a romantic gesture reminiscent of old Hollywood declarations, while others criticized it as presumptuous, an unnecessary invasion of Dakota's famously private personal life. When Dakota finally broke her silence, she did so not with a press conference or a carefully scripted statement through her agent, but with something subtler, more poetic, and perhaps more in character for a woman known for her understated elegance and enigmatic charm. She posted a delicate black and white portrait of herself on Instagram, its tones soft and cinematic, the caption reading, "I have always believed that love is most beautiful when it comes unexpectedly, when it is both real and quiet. Thank you for the affirmation from someone I admire. But for me, both love and life need time and natural development. It cannot be forced or predicted. Let's wait and see. 2025 may be more surprising than we think." The response was immediate and electric. Fans flooded the comments section with thousands of reactions, some celebrating her gentle tone and the way she managed to neither confirm nor deny Sam's claim, others praising her maturity and poetic phrasing, interpreting it as an elegant form of boundary setting, while a different subset of fans swooned at the possibility that she might be entertaining the idea of a romance after all. Phrases like, "There's a rhythm," "Celebrate the mystery," and "Dakota is really turning around gently" trended across platforms, proving that her words had transformed what might have been an awkward denial into something far more intriguing. A carefully balanced statement that maintained her privacy while fueling curiosity in equal measure. The ambiguity itself became a story, as entertainment journalists noted that her response did not close the door, but instead seemed to invite time, patience, and perhaps destiny into the conversation. which only amplified the narrative Sam had ignited. Sam, for his part, seemed determined not to let the moment fade as a passing headline. Far from retracting his words or clarifying them as a joke, he leaned into his bold claim, making a series of appearances in the weeks that followed that suggested he was both unbothered by the media circus and, in fact, eager to keep the speculation alive. At a prestigious fashion event in Paris, where designers unveiled their autumn collections before audiences of critics and celebrities, Sam was photographed unexpectedly crossing paths with Dakota during a magazine shoot collaboration, where both had been booked separately but ended up sharing a frame for a high-end European publication. Resulting images, Sam in tailored navy and Dakota in a minimalist silk gown, were nothing short of cinematic, and as soon as they hit the internet, they were devoured by fans and dissected frame by frame, every glance and gesture scrutinized as potential evidence of a budding romance, with captions like, "The prophecy begins," and "This is chapter 1," accompanying the spreads. Far from calming the storm, the photographs reignited the fervor, and suddenly the idea of Sam and Dakota as a couple no longer seemed like a wild impossibility conjured in a talk show soundbite, but rather a tantalizing narrative with visual confirmation, at least in the imaginations of fans who wanted to believe. Entertainment analysts and cultural commentators began writing longer essays on the phenomenon, noting how Sam's initial statement had acted almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy, pulling Dakota into his orbit and forcing the media machinery to generate opportunities for them to be linked, thereby blurring the lines between wishful thinking, manifestation, and reality. Meanwhile, public opinion remained split between romantics who hailed Sam as daring, old-fashioned, and refreshingly sincere, and skeptics who viewed the entire episode as manipulative or opportunistic, questioning whether either star stood to gain publicity for upcoming projects from the buzz. Yet, beyond the frenzy, something more subtle was at play. Dakota's careful response had introduced a tone of patience and depth to the narrative, reminding both fans and critics that love, if it existed here at all, could not be reduced to headlines or hashtags, while Sam's insistence had opened a dialogue about risk, vulnerability, and the strange alchemy of modern celebrity courtship. Together, their words and actions created a tapestry of contradictions, certainty versus mystery, boldness versus caution, that only deepened the fascination. As the year rolled forward, every red carpet appearance, every cryptic social media post, and every unplanned sighting was filtered through the lens of Sam's original proclamation, transforming ordinary professional coincidences into potential chapters of a love story that the world now felt personally invested in. It was, in many ways, the perfect Hollywood myth in the making. Spontaneous yet carefully sustained, public yet In the captured frame, they stood close enough that the world held its breath. Their eyes softened with the kind of gentleness that cameras love to immortalize, and at once the media had its excuse to sublimate the moment into something greater, weaving headlines that suggested destiny rather than coincidence. Because Sam and Dakota, side by side, taking what could be called a couple's photo, seemed to breathe light into the bold claim Sam had once made, fueling the eternal question: was this spontaneous intimacy the beginning of a prophecy fulfilled? In a press interview that followed, Sam calmly explained that there had been no design behind the image, no carefully orchestrated collaboration, only the ease of a natural moment. And then, with a smile that gave journalists endless material, he described Dakota as a wonderful, intelligent, charming person, adding with disarming simplicity that if the path to a beautiful love story could emerge from such unexpected, random sparks of inspiration, then why not let it unfold? A remark that only heightened speculation. Almost instantly, the fanfiction machine of the internet roared into motion. Forums like Wattpad, AO3, and Reddit bursting into life as countless amateur writers poured their energy into crafting elaborate romantic scenarios, reimagining the pair as fictional lovers across countless universes. In one tale, Sam and Dakota met by chance in a quiet Parisian cafe, the sound of rain on cobblestones harmonizing with the cadence of their first accidental conversation, their lives drifting into parallel rhythms that became inseparable. In another, they were cast together in an independent film project, their on-screen chemistry so intense and unfeigned that it melted the hearts of viewers until reality and art blurred, leaving everyone to wonder where the acting ended and the intimacy began. Others created songs, rap verses, and intricate fan art, some hand-drawn, others digital collages, transforming Sam and Dakota into cultural icons of modern love. Crowned by their supporters as the definitive couple of 2025, all of it originating from one revolutionary, almost reckless statement made by Sam but magnified into mythology by online culture and the limitless imagination of those who needed the story to be true. In this strange dance between public persona and private reality, Dakota began stepping into the conversation herself, cautiously but gracefully, appearing on a talk show where she was invited, almost inevitably, to address the speculation around her name. And this time she did not entirely retreat behind mystery. Instead, in her characteristically soft and thoughtful tone, she admitted, "I have learned that everything has its time. Sometimes the most unexpected things are the things that move us the most. And Sam and I, well, perhaps that's the most beautiful love of 2025. Isn't that a wonderful thing for the imagination?" Her words, accompanied by a subtle, knowing smile, neither confirmed nor denied, neither endorsed nor rejected, but rather added yet another layer of intrigue to the narrative, because in her phrasing, the audience heard both warmth and distance, leaving the final piece of the so-called best couple of 2025 puzzle deliberately unfilled. As December arrived and the year approached its close, the public collectively held its breath, waiting for some grand revelation, some final gesture that would cement or dissolve the myth. It came, not through scandal or sudden confession, but in the quiet release of a video that spread like wildfire across social platforms. Sam revealed that he and Dakota had been working together not on a film or secret romance but on a charity project, a small but heartfelt event for children in the Scottish countryside where they cooked meals, distributed gifts, and posed for photographs with families, their laughter and easy camaraderie radiating warmth, their closeness undeniable though tempered with a subtle respect for personal space, enough to show affection without collapsing into spectacle. The video's tone was so natural, so genuine, that fans and skeptics alike found themselves moved, and one viral comment perhaps captured the spirit best. "Always beautiful, from the